To Los Angeles, where LeBron James and the Lakers welcomed Portland to town. LeBron unofficially had this year 32 in the league. Just feels that way. Actually, he feels timeless because the talent, the bounce, it just doesn't wane. Out in transition there. LeBron had 12 in the first quarter. 5-point lead for the Blazers in the third. Backdoor pass from Davis to LeBron, and the Lakers are within 3. A few minutes later, the Lakers now up 7. And they've been remarkable when they've led through 3, and they would yet again. LeBron to Davis. Lakers lead by 1 heading into the fourth, but this Blazers team, they have a number of capable scorers. Gary Trent Jr. looked for the foul call, didn't get it, but it got the 3, and he'll get this triple as well as the Blazers start to stretch out that lead. 2-point lead for the road team, Montrezl Harrell. 1, 2, and 3 the hard way. Lakers have the lead. Dame Lillard, float game. If Steve were here, he would say on point. And Dame Lillard goes for 31. Trent, 7 of 11 from 3. He had 28. And the Blazers give the Lakers their second lead and their first lead when holding a third quarter lead in 60 games. They'd won 59 consecutive. You see the longest streaks through 3 quarters of NBA games holding a lead. That remarkable Warriors team that just got out and dump truck people, won 84.
First quarter.
Both teams just settled in. We knew we played a very good team. So we knew it wasn't going to be a blowout tonight, and we had to win the game throughout 48 minutes. So we got out to a really good start, but both teams settled in and just came down to execution.
Did you see anything with the different in this game from the last couple, LeBron? Anything different on the floor with the way you guys were flowing?
No, I thought I thought we had some great looks. That didn't go down for us. That actually went down for us last couple games, especially Kuz's looks. He had some great looks tonight, and I think the one that he made by their bench was the toughest one out of all the shots that he had. And we had some good looks around the rim that didn't go in. And they capitalized off some of our mistakes that we had offensively.
Dave?
LeBron, Frank said that he didn't feel like the team got enough good looks for Anthony. He thought it was more on the team and getting him incorporated than anything Anthony did. What did you make of AD's night?
We always got to do a better job of finding him, looking for him, and that's on us.
Kyle?
Hey LeBron, I actually have an off-court question today. You said before that you had to kind of expect the unexpected in 2020. When you think about, what you've done this year, had to adapt with I Promise and More Than a Vote. What are sort of your lessons and takeaways from 2020 and how it's forced you to evolve those efforts?
That no matter what's going on, you can always still make an impact. No matter, the world has literally been completely shut down for months and months and months, and but I've been able to, and my team been able to still try to hit home in our community, still try to make an impact. Obviously, keeping in mind, COVID and everything that's going on with the pandemic, but just trying to be as proactive, as trying to be as resourceful. Trying to be as inspirational and also continue to empower people like we were able to do with more than a vote, getting people out to understand their power, that they have their power and their right, rightfully so. Even through a global pandemic, you can still make an impact for the greater good.
Last 2 questions. Dan?
LeBron, you guys are going to head out on a road trip for the first time, the preseason, I guess, but what's it like to get ready to travel the country right now? And also, I guess, from a basketball standpoint, how unique is it going to be playing these kind of couplets, these little mini series against teams, the way you're going to do here San Antonio, Memphis?
Well, it's going to be different. It's going to be very challenging just to hit the road, which we haven't done much. I mean, obviously the Phoenix trip, but, it was a preseason game. You didn't want to put too much into it. But, now this is the kind of, it's the real deal where all the games count. So it's going to be very different, we believe, going down to Texas and then headed to Tennessee. We'll see what, counties are, what's the rules and regulations in certain counties compared to ours. But more importantly, just trying to stay safe, stay healthy, so we can be available for the games, and go out and play our game. Go out and play Laker basketball, and see what goes from there.
LeBron James, I feel like this is a nightly occurrence. Just another milestone. Look at Cap with 1,509 games with 10 points or more. He's number 1 all-time. Karl Malone 2. Dirk is 3. And there's LeBron James passing Kevin Garnett 4th all-time. He also has 999 straight games. So against San Antonio, he can make it 1,000 with 10-plus points or more. Let's go back to Staples. AD speaking with the media.
AD, how's the calf feeling, and how comfortable were you out there tonight? It seemed like it took a little bit to kind of find the flow of the game.
Calf feeling good. Anytime you take, a game off, I want to try to force my way back into the rhythm. The team played well last night, and I just tried to fit in. Knowing that the focus is going to be on me. Covington guard me and try to double team and things like that. So just trying to make the right plays and the right reads. I like the shots I got early on. Went in and out. But just have to be more aggressive to start the game. But the cap is fine.
Mike Trudell.
Hey, Anthony, just looking at these first 4 games, just how are you feeling about what they have been like to play in? Obviously, you didn't play last game, but based on the expectation and your body and just getting into the rhythm of the season?
It's been good. The first 4, or 3 out of the 4 for me has been really good. I think that we're going to be better. We're still learning each other while we're still trying to win games. Marcus playing well. We're still trying to get Wes involved with the team, get him acclimated. So I think we're going to be fine. Dennis is finding his way. Trent is finding his way. And guys are still trying to get back into game rhythm, from a short season. So I think we'll be fine. I mean, it's a marathon. There's only 4 games. We're 2-2. We played, 4 great teams. Even though Minnesota, didn't, have Cat and didn't make the playoffs last year. They're a team that's been pretty good to start the season. So, I mean, we're fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to figure it out and continue to get better.
Dave.
AD, we know you can impact the game a variety of ways. You had the assist tonight. We all saw that backdoor bounce pass you had to LeBron for the dunk, but you scored 13. You've had 9 games now as a Laker where you scored 15 or less, and the Lakers are 3-6 in those games. Does that say anything about the type of offense that this team needs and expects out of you?
Yeah, I got to score the ball. Simple as that. Obviously, I'm trying to make plays and, like I say, find a rhythm, get back with the team, especially since they played so well yesterday. You never want to come back and, guys just force feeding you and trying to get you the ball because you can make shots. So I try to, find my rhythm back into the system. But I just got to be more aggressive, just go out there and score the basketball. As simple as that, whatever it takes to win a game. And like I said, we had some guys going early. Kenny makes a couple threes. Dennis, got going to the basket. I know anytime I got the ball, they were trying to double team, and I was just trying to make the right plays. Guys made shots. But, I got off to a slow start, but, at the end of the day, I can't let that affect how, how I continue to play, and I just got to be able to score the ball.
LeBron James. It doesn't stop, folks. The 4-time NBA champion is also a 4-time MVP, a 4-time NBA Finals MVP. Winning a 5th NBA championship would tie him with the likes of Magic Johnson and the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant. Max, you're up first. Would a 5th NBA title give LeBron GOAT status. I'm talking MJ, Michael Jordan, his airness, GOAT status.
No. LeBron's already got the career argument. It's either him or Kareem. And I think in the pros, in the NBA, considering how LeBron's still playing at his age, it's LeBron. Peak is Jordan. And I don't see where LeBron's going to elevate his peak over Jordan's. When we talk about greatest, guys, I don't think we just mean add up all the win shares by the end of the career and who's worth more wins, right? I don't think that's what we're talking about mainly. Nor do I think it's just a guy who had one season. Oh, my God, he was all-world. He was as good as anyone I've ever seen, Bill Walton or something. I don't think that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a guy who's prime, who concentrated the highest level of performance over a significant number of years. When they were at their best, and how long did their best last? That's the best basketball ever played, right? So in baseball, if you said who's the greatest pitcher ever, you have a very good argument for Sandy Koufax. He only had 4 prime years, but one after another. No one ever did it like that. I think that's really what we're talking about when we say the best who ever did it in sports. And Michael Jordan's prime, guys, the first time Jordan played with another All-Star was Scottie Pippen. He took the Pistons 7 games. Pippen had a migraine in Game 7, scored 2 points in 40 minutes, so they lost. He never didn't win the finals again in under 7 games. Understand? Every time you gave, here, Jordan, here's an All-Star, he won the finals in under 7 games and put up numbers the likes we've never seen, right? And was an all-world defender. He's the greatest of all time. I don't think LeBron can catch him.
Well, Max, you just moving the goalposts for your narrative again. You can't just come up with that logic and say this is why he's the greatest of all time. Maybe LeBron James is still going. He's still at his best. Even at the age of 36, he's still at his best. And here's the problem that I have. When we talk about the game of basketball, last time I checked, the game of basketball was a team sport. This is not boxing. This is not golf. This is not tennis, where rings and championships define your legacy. Yeah, it helps your legacy, but it don't define your greatness. How about the individual accolades? Because you could be on a team that just don't have the pieces, and you could be doing more than your part, which LeBron James has been doing his entire career. And I didn't even want to get into this GOAT debate because I already know you two old haters. I know how y'all act. Oh, no, it's nothing that he could do, not a damn thing. I'm just waiting for you, Stephen. I can't even see you today because I don't even have my monitor on. Matter of fact, I don't even want to see your face right now. But at the end of the day, I said this again. I said this before,
year to year.
And I'm going to say it again. LeBron James and Michael Jordan are sitting at the same dinner table. Some people like to drink Ciroc. Others like to drink Hennessy. I'm a Hennessy type guy.
I'm a Hennessy dude. That's fair enough. And listen, stop lying because you always love to see my face. Just stop lying. Stop lying, big boy. Stop lying. That's number one. Number two, you are absolutely right. There's nothing that's going to change my mind. To me, Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but him and LeBron James sitting at the same table. LeBron James is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, one of the top 4 players in the history of basketball. There is no question about that. And listen, God forbid I don't say that LeBron is number 1. I mean, what's the greatest insult in the planet? Because some of the folks in this camp, that's how they treat it. Him number 2 instead of number 1. What blasphemy are you spewing? But I think it's something to be said about the road that you traveled to get there. I think that the things that LeBron had to endure before he ultimately got to that point psychologically, mentally, emotionally, I think there's something to be said for that. I'm thinking about the scoring championships of Michael Jordan, the NBA championships of Michael Jordan, the killer instinct that was Michael Jordan. All of those things come into consideration for me. And so when I look at LeBron, it's no disrespect whatsoever. I think he's the greatest in the game today. I think he's the greatest in the history of basketball outside of Michael Jordan. But if I had to take LeBron at his best, and I don't hold up all those championship losses against him, even though he lost 6. I don't blame him for losing to the Spurs in 2007. I don't blame him for losing for the Spurs in 2014. I don't blame him for losing to KD and Golden State. I understand what he was working against. But in the end, all I'm saying is when I take LeBron at his best, and I take Michael Jordan at his best, I would want Michael Jordan every day and twice on Sunday. Over LeBron James. And that is the only person that I would want over LeBron James in the history of basketball. I don't find that to be insulting.
Stephen A. is right, Perk.
Only Braun had to go against more Hall of Famers, but carry on, you good. Go ahead, Max.
You could talk about. You could talk. You can use that argument. I could use. Hold on, Max. I can use the culture of the game today compared to what it was in the 80s and stuff like that. The roughhouse tactics, the rules, how soft it's become over the years. I can bring that up. We can have that argument another time, KP. We can do that.
You don't want to go there. You do not.
You don't want to go there. The Hall of Fame.
You do not want to. You don't want to go.
I'm so sick of the competition argument.
Because I'm telling you, you don't want to bring up John Hornacek and Thunder Dan again. And LeBron facing KD and Kawhi. We ain't gonna go there. You right. You right. We ain't gonna go there. You right. I ain't gonna bring up Thunder Dan. You right.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about basketball in the 80s. I'm talking about basketball in the 80s. Don't act like you don't know. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a whole bunch of Kendrick Perkins with no softness, Continental tissue rules.
Forget about basketball in the 80s.
On the defensive side of the ball. Don't start that.
I can't.
Please.
You don't need to give Jordan that.
It was then.
You don't need to